The next design I'm going to show you is Butterfly Ball. It's a fabulous range of organzas. It's got beautiful butterflies and really easy stitching. A really colourful piece to work on. In this design, there are all the colours that you're going to need to work through this project. And that's the thing about having a kit, is that you've got everything there ready to play with. So the colours, again, I do love variegated threads, but I also love different sets of colours for the butterflies, and the echinacea that's in the main picture. There's a beautiful collection of pinks and greens. So that's the first thing in your kit. And then you'll also get the actual butterflies. So we've got the painted lady, we've got the cabbage white and the common blue. So that's easy to work on the organza, and you're going to stitch those and then apply them to the background later at the sort of the last thing that goes on your piece. And then of course you get the background fabric, which is printed with the shapes of the leaves and the flowers, and you get a fabulous collection of organzas and colours to create this design. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to do one of the leaves. It's the same for the petals as well. So you just take a little bit of organza and you're going to place it over the shape, and at this time I've said 2 layers. And then you're going to take your flower head pins and you're just going to apply, just to keep that in place, and you're just going to pin that on and then use stem stitch to stitch around. So I'll just show you this stitch. It's a great stitch. You don't need to put your work in a frame for this. You can hold the fabric. It's probably easier to do. I'm just going to actually, the thread that I'm using here is stranded cotton, and I'm just going to split that thread just by separating it and making it into a finer thread. So I'm just going to thread the needle, and it's easier, you can put a knot if you wish. Now to start with this stitch, it's easier to hold the stitch in your hand. The fabric feels comfortable to do that. So you bring the needle up from the back, and you're just going to take a small stitch, almost like a back stitch, and then you're going to bring the needle halfway between the stitch, and then each time you're then going to keep the thread to the top out of the way, and you're going to bring the needle back onto the right side. So each time you do that, you're creating a smooth line, and it's the best stitch to work a curve. And so you're going to go all the way around your leaf shape, and then of course on the back it just looks like a back stitch, which is not as neat, but a stem stitch is lovely for that purpose. So once you've gone all the way around, the next thing to do is you're just going to cut away the organza. And if you're unsure about that, you can leave a larger edge to start with. So you're going to go all around that shape. I'm just going to take that excess away. And once you've gone all the way around, there's your flower ready to start and build the centre of the flower with a few French knots. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to work the purple flowers on the right hand side of this design. So I'm going to just cut quite a large square, about 5 centimetres square of organza, and I'm going to fold it into quarters, and I'm just going to take the organza and I'm just going to cut the top so that it's a rounded edge, and then these are placed onto your background fabric, and then you're just going to pin those in place, and then you can add as many of those as you wish. You can use the front cover as well as the step-by-step instructions. So you just fold that into quarters and then just just round the top, and you can pin those and arrange those as individual flowers. So when you've actually completed all your flowers, you can see from the finished design that you can make these really textured. They're just secured with a couple of stitches, just to give it that little bit of security, and I quite like the way that they're freestanding away from the picture. And then the butterflies that you stitched, you can decide where you want to put those. We've got the painted lady over here, we've got the common blue, and I think they look just fabulous, just as if they've flown in. And then of course the foliage at the bottom, the leaves, they're just some are stem stitched round and cut away, and then the darker leaves, they're worked by just using a small running stitch to hold the flowers in place. And then just so to give it a little bit of sparkle, there's some sparkly beads just on a few of the leaves, just to give it a bit of a glow.